Hi students, welcome to back to Module 1, Intro to College Writing Critical Thinking. We are spending 2 weeks in this module and we are wrapping up week 2 and moving on to week 3. So let's touch on what's going on in week 3. So week 3 is focused on the same topic. Guess what? Critical thinking, asking questions. We're still talking about the rhetorical situation. So the difference between this week's assignments and last week is we're really just building upon what we've learned. We're still laying down some foundation, so we will be doing another chapter. We've done critical thinking in the art of questioning, critical reading in the art of questioning, and writing in the art of questioning is where we're headed. So these are all related. And these units and these readings are trying to help you make those connections and learn those skills that you will need to help you with any kind of college writing assignment. So let's take a look at some of what we have to do this week. Don't forget you do have your weekly overview. Now this is where you can kind of see all of your to-dos. These are just the assignments and what you have to submit and think about doing this week. And you have kind of a breakdown of what the content and activity is, your instructional resources, and your deadlines. Okay, so that's just a glance view. But really you want to go through your folders and your progress tracking here to keep track of what you're doing and where you are in the unit. There is a presentation here for you that's really helping kind of pull this all together. I decided to release this before the Smart Book reading first because I think it might help you make those connections before you even get to that. But it is kind of pulling everything together, trying to understand what critical thinking is, why it's important, how it benefits us, and then also kind of doing an overview of each of those chapters that we've talked about. So I hope this will help you kind of pull everything together for these 2 weeks. So when you do the Smart Book, it is going to be very similar to some of the content that you've looked at, but the focus will be a little more on writing. How does questioning help us approach writing, whether it's any kind of writing situation? Really, it doesn't have to be schoolwork, but so you can apply this to anything, but it is like when you have those writing assignment prompts, wow, sometimes you're just like, I don't even know what to do, how to get started. And so you can think of it very practically in terms of how can this help you respond and engage with the writing assignment. So that's what the focus is. We are going to practice that even though we're not starting our writing projects yet. We'll get there. We'll start that stuff next week. But for now, we are focusing on just trying to understand our toolkit, so to speak. So you do have, after you do the Chapter 3 Smart Book, you do have a quiz on chapters 1 through 3, and this isn't like a huge test, it's a quiz, so it's really just checking your understanding. You get 2 attempts, and the questions in here, since you have 2 attempts, when you answer questions, you should get immediate feedback that tells you when you get things wrong and where you can consult to find the right answer. So it'll tell you basically if it's chapter 1, 2, or 3. So pay attention to those feedback notes in case you decide to retake the test, or excuse me, quiz. Then we have a discussion, and this discussion is going to ask you to review that reading that we did last week, Anne Lamont's essay about writing, and then we're going to introduce you to another short essay that's a part of this dialogue, and it's George Deela's essay responding to Anne Lamont's take on the first draft. And so he's got a different take on it. So what you're doing in this discussion is you are going to be talking about, this is graded, by the way, I just hadn't set the settings here. You are going to be thinking about this question. I have some guiding questions to help you here and a little bit of guidance for you on peer responses and how to do those. So make sure you look that over carefully. I do also have for you some videos on audience purpose and tone. So these are little bite-sized, just, you know, helpful overviews. Your chapters and a lot of what you're doing has a lot more detailed information. But if you're kind of struggling to see that bigger picture and you're just, or maybe you're an auditory learner, a visual learner, these little videos might help you understand some of the variables or elements that we use when we examine a writing situation or a rhetorical situation. Those two terms are synonymous. So I thought these videos might help you, especially before you do the last assignment in the unit, which is your Journal 2. Now, your Journal 2 assignment, remember, this is a practice space, so we're practicing. But you do have an assignment that's going to build upon our discussions of those two essays. And so you have instructions, 3 steps that you need to do, and you have a writing prompt here that you will be addressing, okay? So make sure you look that over. And again, your journal assignments are a place for you to practice. Do your best to meet the assignment expectations, meet any word requirements for those. But again, we are just applying what we've learned in practice here as writers. And then you have your weekly and module summary. Seems kind of repetitive, I know, but that's our format to make sure you guys know exactly what to take away from what you're learning. Okay, everyone. Well, I hope you have a great week. And if you have questions or get stuck on any of the assignments, please reach out. I will be available. Thank you.